Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and today we're going to be having a look at Giopanda's Unimog pack, and it is quite possibly one of the most highly detailed and one of the most realistic mod packs that I have ever seen here in SnowRunner. Now, there are 4 different variants of the Unimog on display here, and we're going to be going through each version one by one. Now, just keep in mind, though, that the individual models on display here, you have your older model and you have your newer model, and then you have some extended versions of both, which we're obviously going to spend a little bit less time on the extended versions, but still, let's go ahead and dive right into it. And now, let's see what this thing is like to drive. I have no idea if it's going to be decent at all in the mud, but hey, we're right here. We're starting our test in a little bit of a different area this time. We're not using the main garage because I wanted to bring all of these vehicles out, and I've got to say, the standard gearbox is actually pretty good out here. Look at that. It's actually carrying some pretty good pace. It's in 5th gear. Bro, this thing is in 5th gear, just like having the time of its life getting through this mud. It's like, don't even worry about it. We got this. So now that I've tested that, let's make the switch over to the, let's see. So, we definitely want the 35 meter powered winch, but let's do 6 gears tuned. Now, I don't know what the 6-speed tuned is going to do. Oh, that's interesting. Once again, it basically gives you access to variable ratios in the low range, and high range is still locked out. So, for people like me that like to yeet, you will not be able to yeet this thing in high. It is definitely designed so that you can't yeet this thing in high. Now, I understand that from a realism perspective, but at the same time, I do kind of wish that I had a high range. But man, this thing does do really, really well through these little mud lanes. God, I love that. And it feels like it would interface really nicely with the actual game balance as standard. So, it's interesting because Diesel Addict and I, who is a buddy of mine that I play SnowRunner with from time to time, we actually were able to test these things out in a multiplayer session on the public test server, and we both agreed that they were a little bit more capable than the standard in-game trucks, but that they did not at all feel like they were overpowering the experience. They definitely felt like they were a organic part of the experience and not necessarily an overpowering part of the experience. So now that we've driven around in this variant, let's try the 437. Now, after the 437, this is the single cab 437, we're going to switch back to the 404 Dokka, which is basically the 404 in the 4-door configuration. So let's start off with a very slight build on this one. This one's not going to be crazy at all. This is going to get a lifted suspension, and it's going to get some slightly... Oh, interesting. So we're going smaller on the tires. I don't know if I really want to go smaller on the tires, but we'll stay with the 0.55. And I'm thinking that... Ooh, where does that go? Is that like a high lift jack that goes somewhere? Oh, that's right there on the front bumper. Oh, that's so cool. I do love that. I do really like what they've done with this thing. I really, really, really like it. So let's go down to check out some of the... Ooh. Let's see, left, right, or both sides can get a snorkel. Now, let's also go straight into the... You can have different tailgates? Bruh, what is this? That's incredible. You can have a full-on tent, or you can have a longer tent, which is also super sick. Does that add anything in terms of, like, repairability? Now, let's see. Covered drop side body. Bro, it does. And the high lift jack does as well. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty freaking amazing. And from the standpoint of a really effective, really well put together recovery rig, this thing would be awesome. Now, this gearbox has 8 speeds. Which gearbox are we running in this thing again? Let's check. Oh, a single gearbox in this variant. 8 speeds. That's it. You have a 1300 and a 1700. Let's switch to the 1700 just to have that little bit of extra oomph, that little bit of extra punch. And we'll leave the cab white for now. And let's give it some beans and see what it's like up the hill. Let's go. There's your standard in-game horn. And look at this interior. Once again, the interior quality is absolutely on par with the stuff that you would see straight from the game developers, honestly. I think that this interior is beautiful. Man, she's rolling, though. It's definitely not slow. It's a lot faster than the older one, and it actually gets a little bit of air up over the top right there, but as you can see, this lifted suspension does a wonderful job of absorbing the impacts and cycling through its travel without damaging the suspension or damaging the vehicle. Now, let's see, once we put the lockers on, let's see if it's willing to do a little bit of a hill climb. Do a little bit of a hill climb. Let's go. Wow, amazing grip from those tires. And the ground clearance with the lifted suspension is tremendous as well. And it doesn't want to flip over. As long as you keep your wits about you in terms of where you're positioning the weight, you're good to go. I mean, you really do have a extremely capable vehicle on your hands right here that could be used for both scouting and support duties. So we've actually just gone ahead and climbed right up the hill. I mean, there's literally nothing up here that would make me feel like we couldn't climb to just about any area that we wanted. We've completely crested the hill. That is extremely impressive, and I am all about it. I'm all about it. Small send. Wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. We just came down the backside of that mountain with no damage at all. That's not, like, normal. That is not normal whatsoever. I am absolutely and entirely blown away by what just happened. Do you guys, like, realize what just happened? Look at that hill. You would not normally think that any vehicle will just drive down the backside of that mountain or small hill and, like, wind up with no damage at all. That is extremely impressive. Now let's switch back to the 404 Dokka, and I'm curious with this because now I have a little bit of a bar to compare it to with that hill. So let's go with the lift. Let's also go with the, let's see, 55 off-road tires and 6-speed tuned M180, 35 power. And let's see. Ooh, we got a couple of different toolboxes with this one as well. Let's do the, oh, I love these winch options. We'll do this winch option. And I'm thinking for the back, I want something that's a little bit more recovery based than the first setup I had. So let's see. I want something in here. Like, oh my gosh, metal fender, oxygen tanks, show in Liz. There we go. Wait a minute. Flatbed, dump side, doors. Ooh, I'll definitely throw those doors on. 404 taillights. Okay, apparently those taillights are not something that you actually want in there. But let's see. Oh, this looks amazing now. This looks absolutely incredible now. What about just something that we could put in the back just to have something back there? Now, let's see. Oh, that's in a weird place. I definitely don't want to throw that in there. I do want to put the toolbox back there, though. And let's see. Tire carrier. That looks like it's going to spawn in a very strange place, so I'm not going to run it at the moment. But let's see what this thing actually wants to do in regards to what the other one did, because the other one just blew my mind. Like, the other one literally just blew my freaking mind in terms of what it did up there on that mountain. And we don't need to run this thing through the mud because we really already know what it's like in the mud. And I love the way it drives. I really gotta admit that, like, the way this thing drives makes me want to do a fairly standard campaign playthrough, but using these as a backup vehicle or using these as my scout/support vehicles because I'm all about them. I'm absolutely over the moon that they are as capable as they are while also fitting into that game balance incredibly well. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up. Low plus and all-wheel drive and diff lock. Let's go. Let's go do Unimog things. Make that left, please. Come on. Had to go ahead and get a little bit of grip there at the front axle. It was not super happy with me for a moment, but I think we're going to be fine. The weight distribution, though, is absolutely impeccable. Like, it is amazingly well-tuned. Dude, it made short work of that hill like it was nothing. Absolutely like it was nothing. And you better believe we're going to do the same test that we did with the other one, where we just drive right down the backside of the hill and not really worry about it. Just sending it. Come on. A little unbalanced there, but still no damage. A little bit of damage there. If we drive a... Oh, man. Man, we didn't get any damage until we really started taking some hard hits, and I'm not going to blame that on the vehicle at all. That is solely on the driver. 100% solely on the driver. Now, we have one more to check out here, and that is the 437 Dokka, which is basically a more extended four-door version of the one that we drove earlier. So let's grab the lifted suspension. We're also going to go with a set of, let's see, off-road 55, or .55. And let's see, we could do the tent on this one, but I think I would rather do the... Ooh, I like the flatbed, though. The flatbed is pretty sick. We'll throw some fuel barrels on the flatbed. And let's see. Oh, the roof rack looks incredible. And you can actually throw the light bar up there, too. Oh, I love it. High lift jack, XZL roof spare. Oh, my God. That is so good. That is so good, bro. That came out amazingly well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this all situated. This one will be in a nice gray, and let's see what it is capable of. Now, we're not going to take the exact same route because we kind of know how it's going to perform there, but let's go ahead and go back into the gearbox options real quick. Oh, okay. So that 8-speed is the only option that you get on this one, which is completely and totally fine. Now, was there no, like, slightly bigger tires? Hang on. 0.55, 0.52, 0.55. Wow, okay, so 0.55, big as you can go. All right, well then, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Now, we've got a little bit of a different obstacle over here that... Actually, no, we're not going to do that. Nope. We got the dips obstacle to tackle, and then it is straight to the bridge jump. Y'all already know. Y'all thought I was going to do a test video without doing the bridge jump? Nah. Although I have done that from time to time before, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. All good. All right, lockers. And let's see what you can do. Went into it straight on, which is not necessarily the best way to tackle that, but ooh, that's a little tippy. I might need to just like approach it straight on. And I know that there's going to be people out there that are going to be like, "Oh my God, you're doing that the wrong way. You need to do it diagonally." The thing is, if this thing is not getting any damage from doing it straight on, there's really not much reason to do it diagonally. So you could do it diagonally if you wanted to maybe increase that realism factor or just not drag your bumper. But in this thing, I mean, the approach and departure angles are so good that you really never have to worry about it, in my opinion. Easy does it. Got the rear axle off the ground a little bit there, but once again, I'm not really here to worry about getting the front axle off the ground. All right, now back up to 7th gear. Let's make our way up to the bridge jump. I love how there's a absolutely beautiful interior for us to look at. Look at the little switch panel over there, too. That's pretty sick. Ooh. I love these working gauges, man. The working gauges are the absolute best part of this interior. If you like playing the game in interior view, or if you're somebody that likes to just, you know, get in interior view, turn the HUD off, and, you know, maybe play with a wheel or something like that, you would love this rig. You would absolutely love it. It is 100% ready for that type of gameplay. All right, let's make our way up to the bridge jump. Now, I'm going to be staying in interior view for most of the downhill until I get 3/4 of the way down. Otherwise, the camera will actually glitch under the bridge, which is an odd camera glitch that I'm not really sure why it happens. All right, let's get after it. Gonna have to go into neutral. Yeah, that's the only way we're going to get it to pick up speed from here on. Full send! Bro, the in-the-air balance is perfect. It was literally flat in the air. It was 100% flat in the air. I have never seen anything just, like, relaxed in the air like that. And, God, this thing is just... Yeah, it's up there with the best. It is absolutely 100% up there with the best of them. And I highly, highly recommend giving this truck a try. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on either the video or the truck in the comment section down below. Also, if you have any questions, then make sure you ask them down there in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you guys ask down there. And later on in the future, if you guys would like to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on. And I will see y'all in the next one. Talk to y'all later.